Welcome back everyone to another episode of the Final Fantasy IX walkthrough. JT here, and in today's episode we are going to learn a little bit about Madain Sari, because I think it's kind of cool. There's a little bit of backstory in terms of dialogue, not really dialogue I want to say, but like information that you can get pertaining to Dagger and Eiko. I feel like it's kind of an Easter egg, and if I recall correctly, the strategy guide, the official one by Brady Games, like you have to go on to Play Online and then type in a code in order to figure out all this information, which is really random. So I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys what that stuff is today. And in today's episode, we're going to figure out Dagger's true name. So let's go ahead and go in there. Because you know that she couldn't be called Princess Garnet because she wasn't actually a princess. She was a summoner. But the first requirement to figure out this stuff is to have Dagger in your party. So go ahead, go to Madain Sari. And if you go to the back porch, you should see a familiar person, and she will jump away. And that is pretty much the trigger that you need to have in order to go ahead and then swap out your character. Then you just take Dagger out of your party, because apparently you can't figure out this secret until Dagger's gone. So here we go. Keep on moving over here. I love the fact there's Moogles everywhere. I guess I just kind of forgot that there were like nothing but Moogles in this area, but yeah, Moogles up the wazoo. And I don't think having Eiko in your party affects this thing at all, so I'm gonna go ahead and just keep her in there. So let's see, switch party members, and I'll put Vivi in there. Vivi always wants to know the meaning of life, right? Go ahead and land this thing, and I am good to go. And I have to say, like, good morning to everyone, because I'm actually like really tired right now, but I'm like, I need to make an episode. I haven't made an episode in like 2 weeks because I have like my nephew was born like a week, like 3 days ago, I want to say. So I want to go back there and then visit, and at the same time, like, if I go and visit, that's like, those are the days that I have off to like make videos, so like it's hard to make a video right now. Anyway, what are you doing here? I tried getting back to the Mist Continent, but Fossil Rue was blocked and the Alexandrian fleet was destroyed before my eyes. I became so weak after wandering around for days, then the Moogles here rescued me. That's when I realized I'd been so selfish all my life. It's so wonderful living with Moogles. I haven't thought about money once since I've been here. I'm glad I lost our last fight. You know, I saw some words that might mean something in the small room over there. And if you were young like me, you probably thought that she was talking about that room back there that has like weird carvings on the wall, which kind of look kind of phallic shaped, but whatever. That's completely beyond me. We'll go ahead, keep on going over here, but she's actually talking about the Eidolon Wall, and you guys can tell me what the actual pronunciation should probably be, because I don't know if I like turn people off when I pronounce it like Eidolon, because I heard it like Eidolon would be an okay pronunciation too, and I used to pronounce it Eidolon when I was younger, but I don't know. Anyway, in order to figure out this stuff, basically you wanted to go ahead and move clockwise and counterclockwise, so. And just listen for a chime when you get back to the door. You can kind of hear that chime right there, and then you just move counterclockwise, and you have to do this 9 times, so. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I think the benefit is actually pretty cool. And I'm trying to figure out what I should call this episode. If it should be like a rose by any other name is just as sweet, or if that's like, if it's too Shakespeare or like too abstract for people to find this. Yeah, but you can tell this is like a secret that's very deep within the game, you know? It's like, it's not easy to find. Not unless you actually know what you're looking for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how anyone would think about walking back and forth 9 times unless they like legitimately pace, like, if they legitimately pace in real life, and then they also mimic the character in the game, so then they make the character, like, pace along with them. I don't know. Like, I don't know how anyone would think about walking back and forth in the Eidolon Wall 9 times. But there we go. HP and MP restored, status effects are removed, and basically now you can go ahead and look at every single one of these, which is pretty neat. So, if I look at this one, You can read something new every time. This information is yet to be confirmed, but there was an eyewitness account of a previously undiscovered Eidolon. It was witnessed in Estogaza. If there was an Eidolon that can exist outside of our legends, our theory would no longer hold true. But maybe there are other tribes that have legends of their own. And then this one's obviously from Rear. Eiko, you are a treasure born to a dying village. We are dying, and there is little that we can do for you. We shall return to the stars with one wish in mind. If legends are not born of Eidolons, and Eidolons but born out of legends, let us leave this place with one wish. If we can give birth to a legend, it shall create an Eidolon that is friend and protector of humans. And Eiko, my lovely child, until you turn 16 and have your own Eidolon to your control, stay in this village, then build strong friendships with others. I wish for you happiness from far away. We repeated the mistake our ancestors made 500 years ago. We failed an attempt to summon at the foot of the Ifa tree. The area surrounding the tree was unaffected, but we sealed the area as they would have done 500 years ago. And obviously we can't look at this one yet, but you can go ahead and look at this one. When the arrogant one summoned a power that could not be controlled, holy judgment was passed. The jewel of this village must serve as a reminder of the day we had to leave our country. The first Eidolon discovered was Shiva. Shiva took the form of a young girl when she was first discovered, and she is now appearing as a grown woman. Eidolons adapt their forms to the time and culture in which they appear. Shiva illustrates the theory. In certain areas, Shiva is depicted as a snow fairy, and this cannot be verified since the only written document that remains is in the Summoner village. Please associate Shiva with the snow fairy. Why she changes forms remains a mystery. The Legend of Eidolons. We discovered Eidolons by researching legends documented from around the world. The thunder god Rama is one of these legends. Some theorize that the Eidolons were created from the legends and not the other way around. And this is where the fault lines collide. Listen to the planet's heartbeat. Breathe slowly and calm your mind. Let memories return to you. Memories shape time. Time overlaps, and the overlap becomes our memory. Memories construct time. History repeats itself, and we must stand in its flow and understand the world. Such is the goal of our tribe. And here's Carbuncle. Fear not the power of summon magic, but the one who uses it. Greed and instability endlessly repeat old mistakes. Will omniscience set us free? And now that we've read all of them, obviously you recognize Carbuncle. I think this one's supposed to be Bahamut. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It could be Ark, Rama, Shiva, even though that looks a lot like that doll from Final Fantasy IV. I forget what the wall is. Not crossing my mind. I believe that's Ifrit, and now you can actually read this one right here. I survived the storm. I wonder if you two are okay. I see the two of you smile every time I close my eyes. I imagine I see you when I open my eyes. I have a mortal wound, and I won't be able to wait for you very long. I regret being so unemotional for all these years. I'm writing down everything here in hopes that you'll read it someday. To my dearest wife, Jane, although we fought many times, and I may not have shown my affection enough, I love you very much. To my beloved daughter, Sarah, my life changed when you were born, and you made me happy. These are the things that I want you to know. And I believe this is, I think that's Bahamut. That could be Bahamut, or that or Aerodactyl, for all I know. And then, that looks like Empoleon to me. They start to look like, I know that's Fenrir, that's Atamos, but yeah, they're starting to look like Zapdos and, like, other Pokemon. But basically, like, if you wanted to get that general idea, is I feel like, Eiko's parents made a wish that Eiko would have something to protect her, and if Eidolons are born from legend, or legends create Eidolons, then that's kind of how they ended up creating Madain, you know, like Eiko, like Mog, which I think is really cool. And then obviously the other reference for Jane and for Sarah is a reference to Dagger's mother, Jane, and then Dagger herself, whose actual name is Sarah. So if that was like kind of a fun thing for you guys, then obviously let me know in the comments below, because I think that's really cool. Like, I just love this game. This game is so neat. There's like a whole bunch of little things that you can find, and I feel like it's a good way to break up the tension. Well, I don't know if it really breaks the tension, but it's very emotional, even though you feel like this area is so bleak right now, because it's just covered in mist, you know? So, but I believe in the last episode I left you guys, I was a total doofus head, and I spent all my money, which sounds very accurate. That sounds exactly like what you would do in real life, right? So, if I go over here, go back to Treno, I have now earned the money that I needed to go to the auction house. And I figured that there's going to be 2 more things that I wanted to do in this video today before I cut it off, because I do like to make 20-minute videos. I feel like it's just the pacing is just better, and it gives me a chance to just talk about more things. I feel like you can do a lot in 20 minutes, so I don't know. I was trying to, because Xerxes was doing his playthrough the other day, and the problem is, like, his parts are like 45, 50 minutes, and I remember when I started putting up like 30, 35-minute episodes, I think Pariah was the one who was like, who called me out. He was like, you know, it's really hard to watch videos when they start getting to a really long length, and I try to be really conscientious about how long I make the videos. I try to keep them around 20 minutes, ideally. Obviously, if it's below 20 minutes, I feel like it's perfecto, but like 23 minutes is like a pretty good range to be in. So looking for the Magical Fingertip and the Acclaimed Ribbon. I kind of want to get a ribbon too, but here we go. We've got to let people bid for stuff, and basically he was talking about like LP length, and you guys can let me know like what an ideal LP length is, because I'm sure some of you guys don't mind sitting down there for an hour, but for me, like a 20-minute episode is really good, and then the alternating like day on day off thing that I do is the easiest pace that I can find for watching a video. Because basically it means like if I fall behind, I don't fall that far behind, because I feel like once the LP gets so far ahead of me, like it's hard to catch back up. It's hard to like to motivate yourself to when you know you need to watch like 15 episodes in a row, you know? But then again, if you guys are different and you guys are just like, JT, please upload an episode every day, then I probably should be uploading an episode every day. If I had the time, I would. Yeah, but what are they bidding on right now? I wasn't actually looking at the screen when I was talking. That was stupid. Yeah, but okay, so I can talk about other things in the meantime. My nephew is the coolest thing ever. He's so cute. But so basically, did I tell you that I got food poisoning from In-N-Out? It was the stupidest thing ever. It was like the In-N-Out that I used to work at. So my nephew was born on the Monday. So looking back, I think it's like the 29th or the 30th of October. And we went to go visit my nephew because he was born in the hospital, and I got to hold him. I was like, it's the cutest thing ever. It's like a little bundle of joy. It kind of looked like my grandma. Like it has the face of my grandma. But here we go. But this is why I stocked up all the money. Do you see how high that opening bid was? What was that, 15,000 something gil? We're at 24,000 already. Like, how much money do I have? I have 109,000. Like, if they get above like 100,000, then I'm just gonna throw my shoe. Please stop. Why do you guys have so much money? It's crazy. There we go. See, the Magical Fingertip, and I've also lost everything that I own. Like, I had to mortgage my house to pay for that. What the hell? And of course, you guys gotta be wondering, like, what the heck the Magical Fingertip actually does. So, here we go. Doga's artifact, we seek magic as a way of life. We create dreams after life. And then Magical Fingertip, no one knows who this go-go guy is. He just disappeared. Does he really exist or what? Lady Bandit Ruby. I wonder if that's Ruby from Tantalus. That's actually pretty cool. So... yeah, but I got food poisoning from the place I used to work at, which was so dumb. It was so dumb. So I just sat there like... So I tried to visit my nephew on Tuesday in the hospital, and I couldn't do it. I was like hunched over on the bed, like in the fetal position. I was like, this sucks. This is awful. On a scale of 1 to awful. This is just awful. And then on Wednesday, like, I couldn't flat out do anything, and I had to go to work, so I had to call in sick, because I was like, yeah, I can't move around the plant without, like, crying in immense pain. So it was so dumb. Food poisoning sucks, and now I don't feel like eating like any hamburgers whatsoever, so it's bah. Oh, you have the Pisces. Give it to me in return for a reward. So go ahead and give her the Pisces. And I want to go ahead and drop off the other Stellazios, because my goal today was to finish up the Stellazio side quest, and then collect the Magical Fingertip, and then drop off the Aquarius, and then once you give her all 12 Stellazios, she will realize that she's missing one. And of course you guys are wondering, what's the 13th one of the astrological zodiac sign? And it's not like a cat, like in fruit baskets or anything. Robe of Lord. Okay, that's awesome. I was like, because I don't have a Robe of Lords yet. So basically the Robe of Lords is like the best robe in the entire game. You reflect null and concentrate. Wind damage reduced by 100%. It's pretty damn awesome. So I'll put that on someone later. But something is missing. According to my information, there are 12 Stellazio. Then why do I feel like I'm missing one? Because there's one more. Yes, there must be a 13th Stellazio somewhere. My queen, if I may, the writings on the Stellazio must be the key to solving the mystery. Well, fine. I'll give you all my Stellazio if you bring me the 13th. Receive the 12th Stellazio, and if you didn't get a chance to read it now, now's your chance to read it, because they're all in order, and I think if you just click all the way down the line, it will tell you where the 13th one is, which is actually really close by. So, we'll go ahead and go through the story, like, in one cohesive unit. Together as a class, everyone. The story of 12 zodiacs. The 11 zodiacs pondered how best to catch Virgo's heart. Arise headed east. Taurus had an idea. He would give Virgo a gift. Through the forest and over the mountain he found a star. And Gemini thought by the river, I will sing her a song. He didn't know where she was, but he hoped his song would reach her. And Cancer headed to the cape where Virgo waited. The sun was setting into the ocean. Would he finally see her? Leo was waiting for the sun to set into the ocean, and then Cancer showed up, and they began to fight. Into the ocean they fell. Watching the sunset from the cape, Virgo whispered, my only wish is to be with you now. Libra was a perverse fellow. He would always walk in the opposite direction of the sun. Would he ever see Virgo? And Scorpio was very timid. He always looked at his shadow, until one day he decided to look away. He walked up a hill. And Sagittarius dashed through the night, defying the chilly northern wind that was stinging his right cheek. Impatient Capricorn ran up a hill towards the sun and fell asleep from exhaustion. Aquarius arrived late, and he asked everyone who kissed Virgo. And then Pisces said to Aquarius, Virgo made her choice. Go see him, and he'll tell you the rest. And basically, if you're following the story, it's like a story of Virgo. The question is, who did Virgo end up with in the story? I believe that's the one that they want to try to convey right here. So the question is, who do you think Virgo ended up with in the Stellazio story? And if you can pick out which one Virgo ended up with, then you know the location of the 13th Stellazio piece. And that's the general idea of the story. So, I was just kind of reading it, so I wasn't really paying attention. So I believe that Scorpio is the one that it ended up being with. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I could be naming off the wrong thing. It could be... I just remember the location of where the 13th Stellazio is, because basically the idea is that the one that that Virgo ended up with is where you can find the 13th Stellazio piece. If I couldn't have made that more clear the first time, if I bobbled it or something. I always want to make sure I rephrase something, because there's a more concise way of saying it, and then there's a long-winded response that I'll typically give when I first start and when I make up something off the top of my head, so. But if you go over here, you'll recall that I did collect the Stellazio in Quan's dwelling before, down at the bottom by basically the refreshing hot spring, I want to call it. So I believe that's where I found Scorpio. You guys can correct me if it was Taurus or something like that, but I think it was Scorpio. So if I look at the Scorpio one, always looked in the shadow until one day he decided to look away. He walked up a hill. I think this is where Scorpio used to be. But if you climb down here, nice climbing sounds, Zidane. Then you're gonna go over here. If you look right here, there's something under where Scorpio used to be. Receive an Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus? Does Scorpio and the Virgo just sparkle in my hands? And that's the story of the zodiac sign. So obviously, if you guys wanted to, you can go ahead, click back over, read back over it, because it's a video. You can go ahead, feel free to do that. But Ophiuchus, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Their future was uncertain, but Scorpio and Virgo kissed in the light of dusk, and that moment meant everything. And that's the story of the Stellazios. So I just want to go ahead and go over that for you guys. And I'm looking at the video. I'm probably approaching 20 minutes right now. So I still want to do the Magical Fingertip within this video, because I want to make the next video gold chocobo, a gold chocobo extravaganza, So I think I'll make this video a little bit long, because I haven't had a chance to give you guys a video in a while, and I don't think I'm going to cross the 30-minute mark. And if I do, then I'm terrible at timing this. So again, hop back up on the Invincible, fly myself over. This is so dumb. This is I feel like it's one of those first world problem videos where you're just my remote's too far away from my TV. I can't change the channel. I give up. It's or when you drive to the supermarket that's half a mile away because you're I can't walk. It's too far. That's what I feel when I jump in the Invincible and then fly to Treno from Quan's dwelling. So yeah, but if you guys are poetic or whatever and you found the Virgo the Stellazio story in general really interesting or really moving, you can let me know in the comments below, because I like astrological signs and stuff like that, and I do feel like there's like some sort of inherent connection, but Stellazios are very interesting in the sense that I feel like astrological signs kind of trick you. I feel like the description, like all the character traits are so diverse, like you will always gravitate towards the ones that you feel like are actually representative of you, and then you'll completely ignore the other half. You know what I mean? Oh, you found the last Stellazio, Ophiuchus. Give it to me along with the rest of the Stellazio I loaned to you. And thankfully, this one moves way faster than like when she said, give it to me, and then they fly really slowly to every single cage. You can tell she's pretty stoked about that, so... Yeah, why are you giggling like a crazy duck? Quack, 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 you may take the reward from my servant. And received a hammer. And of course, if you guys are wondering what the hammer does, it's a Cinna's hammer, actually. Actually, it's a regular item. Like if I click down at the bottom, you should see it. Here we go. Cinna's hammer. And there's a couple things you can do with Cinna's hammer. One of them, you can make tin armor if you go to the best synthesizer in the game. But if you hold on to it, you get an alternate scene later on in the game at the very end of it. And then I believe that you can also use it to create the Save the Queen sword, if I recall correctly, and the Save the Queen sword. Oh, maybe you don't have to make the Save the Queen sword with the hammer. But if you have the Save the Queen sword, you'll get an alternate scene with Beatrix at the end of the game as well. But basically, like, if you want to get the tin armor, then you won't get the scene. But the tin armor is like really good, but it doesn't give you a scene. And I've already made tin armor before and lost the hammer, so I'm actually gonna play through it because I've actually never seen the cutscene that occurs when you actually have the hammer in your inventory. So that is what I'm gonna do in this LP, and that's gonna be the brand new thing that I get to do whenever I get to play through a game, which is awesome. So to wrap up my video for today, we're gonna go ahead and go back to Dagger, because we do have that magical fingertip, which is really weird, and I don't know why an old man is going to want a magical fingertip. It sounds kind of awkward, kind of perverted, kind of weird, but whatever, it's fine. I mean, like, as long as you give me the Excalibur sword, I totally don't care. So, go ahead and park our ship like a drunkard over here, and then apparently I blocked myself off because I'm dumb. I gotta walk around the building, and by building I mean ship, and you know. I'll call things randomly, like I'll call stairs elevators, and you guys know that already, so. And of course the question is, what Master Treasure Hunter rank are we right now? Go ahead and talk to this guy right here. You came to see me again? I guess I can't blame you, me being famous and all. Let's see, your Treasure Hunter rank is... No way! Your rank S? But pardon me for my rudeness. What is with that guy? And of course, if you guys are wondering who that guy actually is, there's a four-armed man. And my hint for you is that he appeared in Final Fantasy V as like a pretty substantial character, and then he's made like appearances in every other game. The theory of the second world is an underworld has existed since ancient times, but the scientific community still regards it as folklore. But he appears in in Final Fantasy V as the main character, and then appears in other games as like kind of side character stuff. And he appears in Final Fantasy 12, and his music is awesome. Oh, you have the magical fingertip? Will you give it to me? I beg you. Yes. Oh, thank you. Wait, what's wrong? I used to be a fairly well-known blacksmith. My work was everything to me, and then one day, my wife died. That's when I moved here. I've lived here ever since. A few years ago, I read a biography of a great craftsman named Gogo, who was known for making dolls that looked like real people. Supposedly, the secret to his extraordinary skill was in his fingers. So I figured if I could get his fingers and combine them with my skills, I could make a doll that looked like my wife. Really creepy, right? I'm such a fool. Look at these fingers. They look worn down, as if they never got a break. They look just like my fingers. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I now realize that I must accept who I am and how I have lived my life. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. I no longer need it. Receive the Excalibur. And I think the meaning of that entire story is that, you know, you can't create life. Life is finite, you know what I mean? So, the one thing about this is that it's a holy sword used by Holy Knight, and it teaches you Clim Hazard, which, you know, reference to Final Fantasy VII for the win. And, because I didn't tell you guys who that last guy was, Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh. By the way, the Battle on the Bridge is like one of my favorite songs in any Final Fantasy. If you guys have like a favorite like theme song from Final Fantasy, you should let me know. Comments below, because I feel like this video has gone on for probably 25 minutes now. And if you guys have sat through here for so long, then I have to thank you. First of all, thank you for... Oh, here we go. Hey, I'm sorry for talking a bit early. To be honest, I'm not famous or anything. I'm just a loser rank D treasure hunter. But someday, I'm gonna become a rank-ass treasure hunter like yourself. I just want to become stronger, you know, so no one will push me around and call me Forearms anymore. Receive the rank-ass medal. Take care. Oh yeah, I haven't told you my name yet. My name's Gilgamesh. I'm gonna be famous one day, so don't you forget it. Take care. And basically, this guy's hunting for, like, rare items all across the world with his dog Enkidu, if you guys are ever wondering. The owner of this medal is certified as a rank S treasure hunter by the Treasure Hunter Guild. So basically, we became rank Treasure Hunter S. We got the Excalibur sword, we figured out Dagger true name, and we got the Magical Fingertip. So not too bad for one video, right? That's not too bad. So if you enjoyed that video, a little bit of a long one, but I feel like I kind of owed you guys that. So feel free to click the like button if you enjoyed. It helps people find the video. Feel free to share it with your friends on Facebook, put it on like Dig or whatever the heck if you enjoyed the video. I don't care where you put it, as long as people get to enjoy it. That's the whole reason why I put these videos up in the first place. So thank you so much for enjoying the game, watching the game with me, because I've had a lot of fun playing with it. I'm playing this game, and I hope you guys have had just as much fun watching it. And when we pick up in the next episode, I will do some Gold Chocobo stuff, and then, yeah, from there we'll figure out, we'll wing it. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.